Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you day 11 of the 12 Days of Anime. And yeah, as you can see from the title, I'm talking Mob Psycho Season 2. Yeah, I bet you guys really, I bet, I don't know how many people remember this, but this is actually a show that came out this year. It's just like Promised Neverland. It came out earlier this year, and but yeah, honestly, just after taking the time in order to revisit it and whatnot, it's it's definitely better. Like after having recently revisited it. After having recently just kind of bought season one and also just kind of just and through that also revisiting season two, I gotta admit it's definitely like Mob Psycho. I feel in some ways is kind of what is weirdly one of those that is one of those shonen series that really flies under the radar. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has its fans, but I really don't see people talking about it as much, or at least in my corner of the YouTube community, I really don't see people talking about it as much. So yeah, in that sense, I don't know if I don't know if I could necessarily call it underrated. Maybe it is, but it definitely isn't. I don't think it's as talked about as it probably should be because it is a genuinely good series. I'd say. Um, Now, and of course with this, and of course with this particular like pretty much day with day 11, of course, I'm going to be talking about the I'm going to be talking about the going to be talking about the essentially like final battle of the anime, which is basically Mob versus the boss, or the boss of Claw, and like this is one of those moments where pretty much not only is like the art and animation just bonkers off the wall, like you can really tell that artists and animators just like they pretty much realized that this is the final battle. Let's go fucking nuts, and they just went all balls to the wall, insane. They did this. They did like I understand from what I hear that there are differences between this fight and how it happened in the manga, obviously, but just on its own. I feel this fight really is just an intense ride from beginning to end, and in many respects, I think one thing that's really unique about this fight is that the boss, in many respects, is the antithesis to Mob. He's the ultimate antithesis to Mob. Like Mob, as we all know, he's the most kind-hearted and the most selfless individual and hero in, I'd say, a good majority of shonen anime. Like obviously being selfless is kind of a natural trait that any shonen hero is supposed to have, but never before has being selfless like encompassed the character so much. Like it is his defining trait, and to that end, it is interesting to see how it is interesting to see Mob like pretty much facing someone who's pretty much the pretty much exact opposite of that. Like the boss is pretty much everything Mob could have been had he let his powers consume him. Like everything Mob had learned from his friends, from his friends, from pretty much Reagan, from just everything he had learned. It all culminated up to that point, and just facing and the boss is his ultimate is his ultimate antagonist, because he's basically everything that Mob could have become. He could have become power hungry. He could have become selfish. He could have become like this pretty much pretty much like dominator of the world, had he not had Mob not learned the lessons he had, or even learned the lessons he had, or had everyone around him in order to, or had everyone around him supporting him. So yeah, again, just as a fight alone, it's just a great, and again this It's really hard to find anyone who's just talking about it, but it's a shame because I think people should be talking about Mob Psycho a little more. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Analyst, or Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.